There we go. We are recording.
All right. All right. It is happening here.
Yes.
I'm Jason. I'm the tarot wizard. Anyone here on Facebook, you know me as Jason the Tarot Wizard, hopefully. And I'm here with my great friend and colleague Candice Rebollo, who is an intuitive coach or an intuition coach, right?
Intuition coach. Yes, indeed.
And where are you, Candice?
I am living in a castle. I'm currently in Tulum, Mexico. I've been living here since May 1st, and
That
it's been absolutely beautiful. It's been quite the journey. It's astrologically right between my Saturn and Pluto lines. I don't know if you know much about astrology, but a whole lot of like business and transformation and discipline and all kinds of stuff. So up leveling of the business is happening like I never thought.
I know enough to make me dangerous as far as astrology. I don't claim to be an astrology wizard, just a tarot wizard. But I have been to Tulum before.
Nice. When?
Just last week.
That's
No,
not true
no,
because I know I would have seen you.
it was before you were born. It was like in 1992.
Okay, okay, okay.
It was I was a very young man at the time. We had I was working with a company and we went to Chichen Itza. We went to Cancun, had a seminar there. And what was the theme of it? It was like a looking for Atlantis, or it's like
Mm,
exploring the through past life regression and all. Looking to explore, the Atlantis or an Atlantean lineage.
wow.
So Tulum was one of the places that we went to, and man, I was knocked out by how, you know, just crystal, blue the water was, and went to the ruins there of it's Mayan, right?
It's Mayan. Yes, it's you said Mayan, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of ruins in the area that are Mayan, and believe it or not, there's a lot of ruins that actually are still not restored. So if you go off kind of like the beaten path, which the first time I was in this area, we had like a tour guide and a local who would take us to these ruins that weren't even restored. I mean, it was like really, really cool. And the beauty of this place too is that all the water runs underground. It's very flat. Like
Hmm.
here in the Yucatan, everything's super flat. So you'll have cenotes, which are like underwater cave systems, and like underwater, rivers flow through the entire area, like Cancun, Tulum. So it almost makes emotions very easily accessible. Like if you're doing energetic work here, emotional work here, it's like right there and it's not leaving until it's dealt with. So like being so close to water all the time, it's got its pros and cons, but really if you're up for the challenge, this place will transform you.
That is amazing. Do you ever like take any of those tours to go like underground there, in either the caverns or like?
Yeah, I've done numerous like spiritual adventures out here, I will call it, where we've done some really cool temescal ceremonies, which are basically sweat lodges. And then right after the sweat lodge, we go and hop in this like pristine, sacred cenote, and it's just like, oh, it's the most beautiful cleansing experience. In fact, I want to do one again. And there's all kinds of like really amazing, there's amazing spiritual community out here. So there's something going on every single day, whether it's a sound bath, a cacao ceremony, a medicine ceremony, a divine feminine dance, a whatever, what you name it, you can find it out here, and it's happening every single day. Um, so it's really cool. And then you have the nature that just aids the work. So there's the jungle, there's the lush, there's the beach, there's the cenotes. I mean, it's kind of magical.
When you say cenotes, is that like a musical?
Cenote is cenotes are the underground. So basically, it's like a collapsed cave, but it's an underwater like cave system. So basically the land would have like caved in, so it usually falls in a perfect circle.
Yeah.
And then there's like a freshwater cenote that you can just like swim in, dive into. They're like crystal clear water, fresh water. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. There are also lagoons in the area that are just like the clearest blue waters you've ever seen in your life, and it's so beautiful. And the fish like come up to you and like eat the little salts off your skin and stuff. It's very funny.
It's like I, I mean, but they're like little fish, right? They're not like
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to get, eaten by any like huge sucker fish or nothing like that. Definitely little guppies, cute little
good.
fishies.
I do remember like when I was there, we did go to one lagoon. I think it was like a public like it was meant for people to go in and swim in and all and but there was tropical fish and all. It was beautiful. I mean, it's just a incredible area, very magical.
It is. It is indeed. And it's funny because you would think I'd be doing these activities every single day. And I have done them, but actually, since living here more than anything, like I said, just kind of where it's at, because it's on my Saturn line. If you ever want to like work on discipline or growth in your business, find somewhere on your Saturn line and go there because it's totally not as how shall I say, for me energetically here, it's totally not as like free floating and just like playing and just like no, the energy here for me is actually very like boom, like get down to business. It's very Saturn. It's very like masculine in a way. Um, Getting that discipline down, getting that schedule, getting those things off the to-do list, really moving my business to new heights. And I did not expect that, nor did I know that coming here. Like I didn't even really like pay it any attention.
Yeah.
But it's just wild how it all kind of pans out like that. And I love it though. I love it though because then when I do get a moment to like step away or I give myself that time to go to the beach and really ground, it's so oh my god, it's so beautiful and just regrounding and like where I am.
So, I mean, getting to it, right? It's like, business and in your business there, I mean, that has like expanded, has it not? Just in the last few years, as far as working with groups and
Yeah.
in those areas of, helping people either, get connected to their own spiritual path or move through trauma. I mean, what's your business, looking like, these days?
Oh my gosh, it's it's very exciting. I mean, it's expanded a lot this last year, especially just these last couple of months, literally since I moved here. Um, it's like I'm now harvesting all the fruits of my labor and I'm now in a swing of things where I'm in even more trust of the in the universe and in my guides and that I'm being seated with everything I need to do at the right time. And so this Sunday, actually, August 7th, I'm launching my first ever psychic mediumship certification course. So I'll be certifying and training a group of women and men. Right now, it's just women, but we're open,
Mhm.
gents. We're
Yeah.
open,
Yeah.
guys, if you want to join.
Come on, guys, listen up.
Yeah. I'm going to walk you through the process of basically teaching you what I know and how to connect with your guides on the other side for your own healing, and then how to begin doing this for a living because channeling is what truly changed my life. There's so much, all the other tools that I know how to do are absolutely amazing as well.
Yeah.
And channeling is kind of like the point of the star, if you will, the point of the pyramid, because, or the foundation, maybe it's both. um, because it's how it all started, connecting with my guides on the other side and being able to tap into people's loved ones and bring forth healing messages has been one of the most life-changing things and healing things in my own life, and being able to, of course, do that for myself first and heal my own family lineage from a lot. It's never done, the work is never done, but there's been so much that I've cleared out of my own way so that I could even have a successful business as a spiritual woman, as the first in my family. So usually when you're the first in your family to do this kind of spiritual work, it can feel like back breaking, like I'm moving mountains, and I'm doing it by myself. And when you do it with guides, when you do it with your angels, when you do it with this level of unconditional love that comes from that realm, it makes things so much easier, so much more easy to integrate and understand. And when you start doing this, you can do it for others and make a good living. And I really am pulling people out of the mindset that being a healer, stepping into your divine light worker aspects means that you have to be broke or means that you won't make a lot of money. It's actually not true. It's not true at all. Like I just surpassed my first 10K month and I would have never like in a million years thought that that was possible. And like here I am, and that's what it's about. It's about showing people that we can live well, we can live balanced, we can make great money, and we can get paid abundantly for our soul's work. And connecting with guides is so important because how your work looks is going to look a little bit different than mine, is going to look a little bit different than yours, right, Jason? Like we all have a specific medicine and key to our own healing and how we help others heal. So
Yeah.
when you connect with your guides on the other side, they're the ones that are going to help magnetize what your gifts are to you even more fully, even more tangibly. And it's the beauty. So I'm going to teach you the basics, like channeling 101, if you will, and then we're going to dive into healing you and then learning how to heal for the other. And I'm going to incorporate some psychic speed dating like we did at the psychic fairs. I'm going to incorporate some of
Wait a
that.
sec. What was? Oh yeah, I remember those back
The
in the
psychic
day.
speed dating, right? Where it's like you have 50, that's what I call it anyways, where it's like you have 15 minutes with one person, go read. Next, 15 minutes with one person, go read. Next, because
Yeah.
that helped me get out of my way so much. You know, it's like channeling back to back to back to back that much and that often for so many different people. It doesn't give you time to sit in your doubt. It doesn't give you time to sit in your fear. And doing those events catapulted my gifts to new levels because I was just believing and in full trust because I didn't have time to doubt. I was like, well, I got 15 minutes, better give them all I got. And it was so worth it. And it was so what I needed to grow and to shift too.
I liken it to like being in the psychic salt mines there, where it's like you're just like you're in it, and you are having
Totally.
to having just yeah to work it out for
Yes.
yourself. And that's what I love about the pressure, or putting like students in classes just kind of under it doesn't have to be a lot of pressure, but it's like where it's like connect and if you're feeling it, say it.
Yes.
If you're
Stretching.
hearing it,
Stretching.
then say it, so that you don't just get into that place of seesawing back and forth. Should I say it, should I not? Is this valid, is it not? It's just
Mm-hmm.
like you know that's how you begin to trust your own process.
Yes.
And I mean, you're so right. Your process may look different from someone else's. Your verbiage, the messaging, how you connect, it can look a little
Yep.
bit differently. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're teaching the foundations of it, and I take it that it's online, is that?
It's going to be all via Zoom. It'll be a 7-week course. It will start again August 7th. It'll start at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard or 12 p.m. Eastern, depending on where you are. And I
Yeah.
have right now the group is East Coast, West Coast, Canada, States. So we have a hodgepodge of time zones, which I always love. And we're going for 7 weeks. It'll be 2.5 hours each Sunday, and we're going to be diving into different topics. There's going to be some inner child stuff, connecting with guides, allowing your guides to bring you an ancestor from your lineage who needs your assistance and or who has very special messages for you about your guides. And you're going to be doing this yourself. Anyone who joins, you're going to be learning how to do this yourselves. That's the most amazing part of all of this, is the moment you can just focus and get out of your own way and have the structure and the class and the group space holding everyone to it, holding this just beautiful energetic bubble, you learn to channel so much easier. So this is why I'm so excited about it, because I don't think there's a better way to learn to channel than in a group, because also you're going to have a lot of questions, you're going to have a lot of confusion and doubts that come up. And for everyone to be able to see that in the group setting is super important, because that's the number one challenge that I see in my psychics and mediums who I already train one-on-one is, they have to overcome fear and doubt. That's really what it is. It's not about that they're lacking information to share. It's just sharing it and getting out there and getting out in group spaces and trusting themselves and being seen more and surrendering to the information that is coming through. So this is that I'm going to provide all of this practice in this beautiful course, and each day is going to be building on the week prior, and it's just going to be this beautiful unfolding where I'm teaching you also some of the business tips that I incorporated to really launch a successful practice, and I'm excited to share it.
It's fantastic. And you have like an ad up on like your Facebook, or, you know, the information, is it there on your Instagram
My
or?
flyer is coming right now, believe it or not. Like, all of it's just been word of mouth. I've just been doing word of mouth consultations, and that's how I've been booking my clients thus far. I do have a flyer coming out probably tonight or tomorrow, and I'll have a consultation link with that as well in my Facebook stories, or my Instagram stories really are the best too. But if not, if you don't see something, you can also just private message me on Facebook or on Instagram, and that's how I'll touch base with you, and we can set up a consultation and see if the class is the right fit for you. And it's very interesting because I've literally said, you know, this is something, a space where I'm calling out the psychics and mediums and healers who are doing this work in the closet or in the shadows. And it's funny because when I said that, I thought of a past life regression that I had done with you too, where you know, I was continually doing spiritual work in like the forest, in the darkness, and there was always like somewhere like shadow casted, until I like came out and stepped out into the sunlight and did my work in the open. That's when true success found me. And that's what it is for many psychics and healers. When you stop doing it under the table as like a hobby or something, you realize how much of your soul's alignment is with this work. And when you commit to it, the universe does bend and fold and provide abundance to you if you're ready to receive it, and if you're ready to work on it, if you're ready to commit. So this is for my committed people who want to learn how to tangibly connect and how to maintain that connection, and what it's like building that relationship on the other side with your guides, with your loved ones, with your ancestors. What is that even like? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's about providing support for your shifting identity, because you'll go through like, you know, I went through this, and I see a lot of those who I train, I laugh a little bit because you do go through a little bit of an identity crisis. You're like, holy crap, like I'm a medium, like talk to I talk to spirits, like what does this mean about my life, like what is, you know, and you start like shuffling through all of your thoughts and doubts, and like, oh my god, like imposter syndrome to the max. And I like walk you off the edge, right? Like I am like, no, come back, come back this way. It's okay. It's okay. I got you. You're
it,
still gonna live
it
a
can be
normal human
daunting.
life.
It can be
Yes.
daunting, you know, to
Yes.
have that that shift in one's perception, and how they see themselves, how they speak to themselves, and then how they find support, you know,
Exactly.
outside of themselves, you know, because if you just show up in groups that you know they know you as one way, and you just all of a sudden you're like, you know, throwing them something else, you know, it can be a curveball, and it can be like, whoa, you know, that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Candice,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean you're a medium now?
Yeah.
You know, um but you know, it's like a lot of things, it's a process, and you know, it's like you start to inhabit that space and take ownership of that identity, and
Yes.
you know, you can be that person, but
Right? Like
it
settle, like shimmy into it. Like, yeah, this like, you know, get cozy into these things, and let it heal and transform your life, but also you are also still you. There's nothing about you that you need to compromise. There's only going to be healing and love brought into your life in new ways, and it's very profound work.
we have Monica from Bakersfield saying, hi Candice and Jason, I've missed you guys. It's like,
Oh, hello, Monica. I miss the
I've so
Bakersfield
missed
community.
going up to Bakersfield, and you know, doing the psychic fairs and the classes.
Me too.
You know, that was a lot of fun back in the day.
Actually, didn't we, wasn't the last time we went like right before or right as like the, you know, I don't know what we can
It
say or
seems like a
not say.
million years ago, Candice.
Yeah.
It's like I think we were both very different people back then,
No,
right?
seriously. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've lived like 3 different lifetimes since then.
It's as odd as just very life changing as the pandemic, the lockdowns, as they have been, which it's now like 2 and a few months, 2 years and a couple months after that. It's like, because I think that your own identity was kind of baked in the cake, as far as like, yes, I am this person. Now it's like just finding out how to activate it in different ways. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like you found other avenues
Yep.
to keep moving forward. It's like, I found different avenues to expand the teaching, and to do things too, that instead of me being like very solid in what I know, as far as doing classes, that it's like, oh yeah, it's like I know how to teach basic tarot, right? It's like I'll just keep doing that. And at a point, it's like, what, if I want to do a class in dream interpretation, or past life tarot, or animal communication, or whatever. It's like,
Yes.
I may not be a master in that, but I don't have to be. I can be a student too. I can like follow along with the other classmates, So
The best way to learn is to teach.
it is to, give yourself permission as a student too. It's like, you don't have to know all the answers to it,
Correct.
and you can really open to the full process. Um,
Exactly. That's the beauty of our work. And this is why I want to encourage so many people to step into their spiritual gifts, whatever they are, as well, because then you can move with the times. Then you're not stuck. Then you're not pushed or shoved in a corner. You learn to navigate and you can do as you please. You can create. You can move in this direction and that direction. You can flow this way and that way. I mean, the pandemic is when I stepped into my full abundance. Whereas most people were put in and or conditioned into this limiting framework of, oh my God, everything's crumbling and I have no money and yada yada yada. But it's mindset and it's energy, and we have to be really mindful of what we put energy into and what we want to believe, and learn to believe in ourselves.
Absolutely. We've got Amelia saying, hi, Jason and Candice.
Hello,
It's so nice to
Amelia.
see you
I love
there.
Amelia so much.
Amelia is the best.
She really is. She's an extremely powerful um, psychic channel and medium as well. She's trained with me, and she is just continuing to unfold in her gifts, and it's just amazing to see her do that.
Yeah, but I think she's at work right now. Shouldn't you be at
Ah.
work, Amelia? It's like, don't let the boss catch you on Facebook. Just teasing. Uh, yeah, it's like, when you have um, students, or I most of my students, they kind of rise up to become like colleagues, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as I I don't know how you are with that kind of teacher student like division. It's like, I feel that what I do is facilitate space, and I've been a little bit further down the road than most people, as far as just because I've taken every opportunity in the past to be able to read, just to sit with people, and to um, whatever question they might have, whatever their situation is, just to create that sacred space, and to read with them.
Yes. Yes.
And that is that's the energy that gets activated in one, as a healer, as the person who just is wired to be the intuitive coach, or the counselor. And you know I feel that most of the people that show up for classes and all that, rather than having that division of like, well, I know because I've
Mm-hmm.
been there before. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I honor my experience, but
Yep.
I learned so much from everyone else too, and I love that process of seeing how they will develop their own skill set.
Agreed. Agreed. I agree with that fully. And this is why I'm opening up this certification course, because there's so many that I channel with and or for, and I'm like, you're basically like just a little me or a younger version of me. You know what I mean? Like you can do all of these things and then probably far out exceed my own gifts if you like seriously just believe, because I could see all the power and energy behind them. And I always love that. So that's why I love when you say, like, you teach and you watch them become like colleagues. That's the beauty of the work, is when we know we're out here calling people into their healer, into their tarot reader, into their psychic medium, into their like channel. And it's the most satisfying work, because then you see them thrive and grow and heal and have their own awakenings and understandings to the broadness of these truths that we all carry, and this very important frequency that we all carry within us. Nobody can deliver. There's room for all of us, and then some, and then some. There's never going to be too many healers, not until we've all ascended, if you will. There's never going to be too many of us. There's too many people in pain for there to not be too many of us. So we need to call each other out. We need to really hold each other accountable to the light that we see in each other. That's really how I see it.
That's exactly how I see it too. I was going to say that too, and you like just like went with it. But that idea that it's like because one can go on to like the social medias and it's like, oh my God, there's a million tarot readers or channelers or whatever that are out there, but not getting psyched out, right?
Mhm.
It's like you show up with who it is that you are, with what it is that you want to uh affect, as far as I find that most people who are drawn to the areas of either tarot or channeling or so, it's like they do look at it as a calling, and they do want to be of service. They do want to um be able to affect some kind of healing in
Absolutely, they
someone.
do.
Oh, Amelia is saying you are both amazing mentors. Anyone
Oh,
listening now or later, take any chance you can to work with both Jason and Candice. Well,
thank you,
separately, because
Amelia.
we haven't done a joint class ever.
Amelia is actually going to help me on the psychic speed dating day, to help, be a space holder for the channels as they're channeling. And we're going to hold I don't want to say their feet to the fire, but it's sort of where they get to like put it into practice, right?
Absolutely.
And the practice is, I mean, you can be a channel all day without the practice. You're only going to be, you're going to be selling yourself short if you don't just like dive into it. So this is what I want to do. I want to provide them the space and place to do that. So Amelia is actually going to help me out, which is amazing. She's the first one I asked so far, and the first one to be like, yeah, of course I'm going to help you. So she's always incredibly sweet. This is where, right? Like this is where those that we teach become, like you said, our colleagues, and those who help us even with our own work and the things that we're putting on and how we're advancing. And I hope that all, especially like Amelia, and she's starting her own workshops, but I see her doing her own certifications and things like that in her future too. So that's what this is all about. It's creating the wellness, the independence to step into our own wellness and into our gifts, and again, thrive abundantly off of this work, so that feeling we're not feeling stifled, but we're feeling energized, but we're feeling joyous. Life is supposed to be joyous. It's not always easy to stay there, but it is our challenge to live joyous lives and to bring frequency to this planet that says that you get, like I said, you get abundantly paid for your soul's gifts. Nothing less, nothing more. You already have what you need. You really do. You already have it. And that's the beauty of the work, is just showing people who you already are.
Yeah. And with I know that the people that come to my classes, it's like usually it's not every single time, but the idea of opportunity and feeling like one is ready to step into an opportunity that that will come up, the question of that. And it can show up in a lot of different life areas, but most people, they they want to like feel like there's either some kind of signal or some sign that it's like you're ready, and and have that confidence, of just like, yes, I can do this. It's usually those times that we're asked to do something when we don't feel confident, when we don't
Hmm.
feel like we're up to 100%, and we're like, yeah, I can do this. It's like, oh my god, I have to do this.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
there's the soul part of us that is egging us on. It's going, you can do this, come on, come on, come on, I brought you this opportunity. And then there's the mind that's like, well, how do I do it? It's like, I'd never
Hmm.
done that before, how do I do it? And so I just tell people that it's like you say yes to the opportunity, and then you figure it out as you move along.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like channeling or tarot reading, you don't figure it out until you're in it,
Correct.
till you're
That is
actually
it.
in it. And
That is
then
it.
you're, because of like the pressure of that you've created for yourself, you start to crack open. you know Either you crack up or you crack open.
There will be the two. There will likely be the two. You
Yeah.
will all kinds of things. Um, that's the beauty of the channeling too. Is a lot of trapped emotions get released in the process too. There's so much unconditional love from the guides that it just like softens you. It softens all your edges,
Hmm.
so you really learn to step into your own unconditional love for yourself because you understand just how much they love you and you understand your worth too. I mean, more than anything, it's it's the surrender and it's the self-worth. If those two things I can help you master, then I've done my job in training you how to be a psychic channel, actually. And it's funny because those don't seem to be so psychic channel-y related, but they really are. If you know your worth and you can surrender, right? If you can surrender your ego and just receive, and if you know your value as a healer, sorry, I hit my mic, um, you will start bringing through information you never knew you could. And that's what's profound is you just have the inkling, you have the itch, the soul's got the itch to, ooh, I think I want to do that. I've heard some ringing in my ear, or I've had a visitation from a loved one in breath work or in dreams, or sometimes I smell my loved one and when no one's in the room. And what's that about? That means you're mediumistic, and that means that there's something going on that you're attuning to. And if you learn to refine it, you can actually do it on command. You can do it when you say, when you choose, and you can do it for others. And um, it's oftentimes though, like I had mentioned a moment ago, the self-worth, the value, the knowing that you're worthy to be able to do these things. And channeling is for the everyday Joe Schmoes like me and you now. Any and all of us have access to it. It's not about being this high oracle priestess, which you embody those archetypes, but it's not about being, I don't know, some unrealistic like guru who walks around in golden robes all day. This is,
Wait,
like
that's me as the wizard. I do that.
with a beard.
You can be that, right? But
Yes,
you don't have
totally.
to.
Totally. Right, right.
Yeah.
How it looks, exactly. How it looks for everyone and person to person will vary. It will vary, but it's whoever wants to, whoever has the excitement and joy to lean into it, that's who it's meant for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have a way of just bringing it to the people, right? To
Yeah.
where it's like you don't have to be in the temple in that, just carved out space. And I do tell people, it's like, um, when you are attuned to, either the tarot or channeling, it's like you may be asked to, meet someone at a Starbucks, or you know, like in a place where it's not all like spiritual and fancy. It's just every day.
Yeah.
And you know, what's different is that you're creating like that temple, that sacred bond within.
Yes.
And that is that area of trust. It's that area of you know, valuing what you bring to the service that you provide. And you know, so it is on you to, you know, be as in tune with your spiritual source as possible, you know, and to stay clear within
Mm-hmm.
yourself that you don't abuse that connection,
Exactly. Exactly. And,
but show up in the
commitment.
world.
Yes. Yes. A commitment to becoming a psychic channel and medium is a commitment to growth. I mean, there's no turning back from it. There's no like, there's no, oh, I'll only help people and never look at my own stuff. You will be forced into looking into your own stuff, or the work will almost prevent you from moving forward from there. It's like there's something sacred behind this devotion, behind this commitment, and it says that as long as I continue to grow with this work, I will continue to bring others to the light with me and bring them through profound insights and breakthroughs and emotional release. And you will provide all of these things for your clients, but first you got to do it for you.
Yeah, and you know, like most people are, that may be how they start, you know, is with tarot, certainly. And it's like you've got yourself there to read for, and then
Yeah.
it's like maybe a friend will ask, and then, you know, family. All depends kind of on the environment, as far as like if it's a supportive one, or if you're the odd person in it, you know, or it's like, you know, it's only
Yep.
me doing this. but but looking for you know, ways to read yourself and understand yourself, you know, that can take like the longest period of time. You know,
Yes.
that can be a journey of years, and then it's like, okay, you know, I understand well, you know, what makes me tick, and now, you know, I'm ready to branch out. What do you think of that idea that it's easier to read someone else than it is to read you?
That can be very true. It can be very, very true because, excuse me, as a psychic medium, um, we can see for the other pretty clearly, but sometimes we can't see for ourselves, or rather, I think we're not supposed to see for ourselves because we still have our own lessons. If we were to see any and all things coming in the future, we wouldn't have a life to live. Like, we still have lessons, we still have karmic cycles to move through. And karma doesn't mean, oh, bad karma, you have bad karma. No, just karma is the blueprint of the soul. And we all have this forward momentum that our soul is seeking to elevate us to and towards. And it's really, again, it's evolution to me, it's ascension to me. So we cannot bypass our own lessons. We cannot do that. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like the law of physics of spirituality of something. We cannot skip our karmic patterns and our karmic lessons that we need to learn from. So it can feel like a lot of psychic mediums run into this. Well, why would my guides let me experience this person or that situation? And it's like, hold your horses, because you can't blame your negative life experiences for the karmic patterns you came into this life with and that you're supposed to work through. There are no shortcuts. That pattern has been with you since birth. And just because you have guides doesn't mean they instantly clear everything for you. It's you have to do the work, and they're here to help you facilitate it and love you through it and provide healing, added healing, which is incredible, and in ways that you can only imagine. But you're the one who has to have the awareness to bring their light to those situations. So, if people will often think like, oh, in the fairy tale aspect of things, like if I get guides, I won't experience anything negative anymore. And it's like, that's absolutely not true.
And you're there to tell them that because of
Yes.
your
Yes.
experience, right? As far as
Exactly.
Beth says, thank you for this. It's much needed. Thank you,
Hmm.
Beth.
You're welcome, Beth.
Um, yeah, it's like no one is immune from experiencing life. You
Nope.
know, it's like being able to love is the same whether you have like spiritual guidance or not. It's like I feel that with the tarot and understanding the tarot, that it can help navigate like areas that instead of like getting maybe stuck in certain like negative patterns or so, or you get into a place of loss or grief. It's like it can help you navigate it a little bit easier, but it doesn't mean that you don't experience pain, suffering,
Correct.
but maybe you don't have to get stuck in it.
And that's the key. It's about not getting stuck there. So your pains, they won't, I want to say, if you're committed to your channeling practice and committed to your growth, the things that would have taken you out emotionally before aren't necessarily going to have that same lag time, if you will, because you're going to be able to understand and gather the lesson a lot quicker and move forward. And that's really what channeling is about. It's helping people understand, dissect, and also integrate what certain relationship dynamics are showing them, or certain traumas, or whatever it is. It's understanding. That's what really this is all about: understanding, healing, integration, and repeat.
Right, it's just like rinse and repeat, right? As far as like
Yes.
learn it and really learn it. Don't just give it lip service. Don't just say, oh yeah, I got that. I'm ready
Right.
to get off the karmic wheel.
Ha, I've tried that. I thought I have been there before, and life quickly shows you that is not the case. Just when you think you're at a certain level, the universe is like, all right. I always imagine like the universe placing bets on me, and like I finally win a round, and I'm like, yes. And then the universe is just like, ha ha ha, and just got like more chips on the table. Like, now I up you this many, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I ever gonna like meet that? Or how's this gonna work out? And it always does. It's
I like to see like our progress instead of it, just because there's a lot of cycles, there's a lot of patterns in life, rather than just being kind of this flat circle there, this loop that we just go around and around, that we can like spiral up in it. We can start to ascend in that as we're going around. Kind
mm-hmm.
of looks like this slinky, that starts to get stretched out.
Oh, I
But
like that.
right. And it's like I need a sponsorship from Hasbro now. you know
The
I'm
spiritual
my
slinky.
phone is ready to take that
I
call. Have Hasbro
like
like
that.
sponsor the tarot wizard. um or we can also feel like we're like kind of sinking too in
Yes,
that as
yes,
well. And
yes.
again, kind of that karmic wheel, how it is that we um face those challenges that are put before us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. It's about knowing how to, or learning how to navigate our life challenges with more ease and grace and self-love and understanding of others. It's not always easy to understand the other as well, but that's our challenge. That's our challenge in this lifetime, and it's not an easy one. I feel like if you're on this planet right now, I think we're some of the bravest souls there are in the galaxy. That's truly how I feel. So why not just take the leap and just go all in? You're already here. You're already here. So you might as well go in on your gifts like you never have, because none of us are getting out of this alive.
But I salute you, for taking, that step upward, as opposed to it being just a dive, or, it's like you have taken that step upward to meet the challenges, where it's like
Mm,
you take full ownership of your talents, your gifts, and you look to not only work with individuals on an individual basis, but to as a helping hand, right,
yeah,
to allow for others who are just coming into that awakening of their own gifts. um,
totally.
and once you are able to um, just come out of the mundane or just the physical, and you understand your part in the spiritual as well, it's like that's exciting. It like just opens up this whole new territory for you to expand and know who you really are, right?
Yeah,
Because you just said something about, you don't get out if you're alive, but a part of us,
lives forever.
our spirit, right? That's the part that when we recognize it, it's like that's the leading force.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the most important for us. It's our light. It's what never changes, if you will. It evolves, but there's an essence to it that's never harmed, that's never touched. It almost never changes. It's just we're these beautiful aspects and specks of light that are here to expand and experience all that we can, and stretch. And your truest desires are what you're here to do. That's what that light is here to experience. Your soul is here to experience all those deep yearning desires that keep happening within your inner psyche, within your heart. And if you don't pursue them, I sort of feel like you don't leave this life on E. Like you didn't use everything that you had. Did you give it all you had? That's what I want to inspire people to do. Did you give it all you had? And if you're not doing that, why not? Because life is really hard to many of us. I've had a super traumatic upbringing, and I know many of us do, but that can't be the end. That can't be it. That can't be the reason why we stop thinking that we can be great and do great things. It really is from triumph. It's really from tragedy to triumph, and we have to learn the bridge to get there. And oftentimes we have to build that bridge ourselves, because no one can come and save you. I can offer you things to help you expand in your spiritual gifts and enlightenment,
Yeah.
but I can't do it for you. None of us can really take the easy way out. We have to grow through it, and we have to see ourselves through this life in impacting people as beautifully as we can, which you do so well, Jason. You create opportunities for so many, including myself, not just this time, but you've created opportunities so often for me in my life, in bringing me clients, and in inviting me in spaces and places to channel, to be seen, to be heard, to facilitate groups. I mean, it's never taken for granted. It's all love, and I'm always so appreciative. And it's part of what your soul is here to do. And I'm just like riding your wave, like, yeah, Jason opened this door for me.
Yeah, but you showed up though.
Yes.
As far as it's like you can recognize when someone is ready,
Mm-hmm.
to go, to say yes to that opportunity, and to show up in it, and not just uh kind of flail around in it, but to
Yeah.
really like rise up into it and say yes, I am this person,
Yeah.
and to go for it. And it's incredibly gratifying, to see that. And I don't take credit as far as,
I know.
it's
I
like
know
you've
you
you've
never
done the heavy
would.
lifting, so it's like it's
I
just
know
saying
you wouldn't,
yes,
but
right? It's just like
mm-hmm.
saying yes to an opportunity. And what you're showing people too, with mediumship and all that, that is like this whole like support community that is that's within, that is in that spiritual layer. And to be able to access that, that is a gift too, so that, you know,
Yeah,
we don't feel like we're just, you know, shouldering the uh, life, you know, living just all on our own, and you know, where we're feeling the just the brunt of everything. It's like we can
correct. Yeah.
have um, a true like community that we are engaging with, fostering, and again helping others.
Yes. And that's what it's all about. It's it is. It's about finding our gifts and then giving them away. Sharing them with others.
Yeah, yeah. So you have class, a series, right? What are you calling it? Like a
It's the Psychic Mediumship Certification course starting August 7th, this Sunday. So if you feel the itch, if you feel interested, send me a private message on Instagram or on Facebook Messenger, and I will get back to you about the details. We can set up a consultation, and we'll get you all set up, and I will give you all the remaining of the details. You know, talk you through everything. Um, I think it's not to be missed. It's going to be a great group setting. It's going to be a great window into your mediumistic gifts and skills. And this is for complete beginners, and this is for those who maybe tried channeling a few times and want to go a little bit deeper. It's all are welcomed. So I'm very excited because we're all going to be learning from each other and practicing on each other, and it's gonna be good stuff.
that's amazing. And that would be at, did you say 9 a.m. Pacific time?
It'll start at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern, and we'll run about 2.5 hours, sometimes three, depending on how deep into channeling we go. Sometimes you'll find that the time goes by really fast when you're channeling and doing spiritual work. So that time flies. It flies. So it'll be consistently for 7 weeks, and at the end you get a beautiful certificate, and you also get the knowledge, the know-how, the practice behind these channeling and mediumistic tools.
Is it on parchment, the certificate?
I will handwrite every single, just kidding. Um, it will be through, haven't decided yet. We'll see where I get the certificates from, but I'm excited. There will be beautiful. That's
Oh,
all I know.
awesome. That's muy importante.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Thank you, Candice. Thank you so much. And any you know, final words of wisdom, or I think we covered it all. I think we
Yeah.
figured out a lot of the spiritual journey.
Whether you want to join the class or not, or whether you're looking for more of a one-on-one kind of coach to help you uncover what your own client program might look like, or what blocks are in your way, generationally speaking, that are keeping you from your abundance. I really do all sorts of things, and I teach so many different things, from astrology to human design to generational healing, and it goes on and on and on. And I love every single one of them. And if you feel that inkling to work with me, don't hesitate to reach out, because our connection very well could be what triggers your not only gifts to come to the surface, but your abundance and a new and freer life. Like, I live in Tulum, and I get to work from wherever in the world that I choose, and I am, and it's freedom. That's what we all deserve. We all deserve freedom. We all deserve to live life to the fullest, and that's what I'm about and believe in fully. So if you want to hop into that, contact me.
And again, on Facebook, it's and Instagram, it's your name, Candice
Yeah.
Rebollo.
On Instagram, it's just at Candice Rebollo, CandiceRebollo. And you can find me by typing in the same thing on Facebook. And find me on Messenger too. And you can send me a message and I will get back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Candice. All,
Thank you
all,
so
all
much.
blessings to you.
So grateful.